Hello and welcome to the app webinar. My name is Maria and I will be doing this session today. And I'll give it a few more minutes to wait and have more people join, and then we can start. All right, welcome everybody. Again, my name is Maria and I will be covering the app webinar today. The topics that we will be covering go from the new features on the inventory module. So it'll be searches, movements, adjustments, writing work orders, viewing them in the job section, assigned versus not assigned, crushing fruit, ads, transfer, adding labs, history, tags, etc. If you have any questions, please send them through to our chat board. We do have Chris on the line. He will be helping me through this webinar. So let's go ahead and get started. So I guess first thing, joining through the app. I will go ahead and share my app. So logging in through the app, you do have the option to log in through your sandbox. So just keep in mind, it'll be your client code followed by demo. If you log in through the app and you get a message, I will bring it up. You'll get this network error. Please check to make sure you have access to the internet and try again. Nothing's wrong with your connection. What this means is that your sandbox has gone to sleep. So go in through the desktop version and just wake it up. That's all your sandbox is asking for you to do. And then you should be able to log in. All right, and who can use the app? That's another question that we get often. So in order for you to use the app, I guess you can assign work to anyone in the seller. But in order for you to use the app, you must be a vintrace user. So you must hold login credentials. So do let us know if you guys need additional logins for the app. So I guess let's start with the inventory module. So let's go ahead and I will search, maybe I will bring up DAP. And I have my solution and just my powder form, which if I click into it, it'll take me to the overview of the additive. So you've got details, against your additive. If you go into the locations, you will see where all of your items are stored. So you'll have different locations with different amounts. The next section over will be your notes. So just a clipboard with the paper. If you click into it, you can add notes. What I find myself doing, and this was before when I've used this as an end user before, I go in and add a photo of the product. So this is very helpful, just in case you have new interns or anyone new to the industry, you want to take a photo of what they are adding. So this comes in very handy, so they know exactly what they're looking for. And again, you can just go in here and put in additional notes. And then you have the history. So anything that you have consumed, adjusted, will live here. And any components, which I will dive into this once we start looking at packaged wine. So if I go to the warehouse and know exactly where I keep my DAP, I can click into it. And from here, I can go either make an adjustment. I have 5 kilograms under warehouse AUS. I want to update this and say that I have 10 kilograms. Okay. And then my reason for the adjustment. I will say it's a stock take. Now, if you have additional reasons for the adjustment, you can create these under the desktop version. So if it was either water got into it, you can go in there and create another reason. So now I can go submit. So now you've recorded an adjustment. So we've brought in 5 additional kilograms. And same thing applies for any movements. So I will go under my seller California, and I will go ahead and record a movement. So I can either move all of my 40 kilograms or be specific, and I just want to move 20 over. And let's select next at the bottom, and I want to select my next area and building where I want to go into. And I will put these in the barrel shed. And Vin Cellar, I'm moving over 20 kilograms. I can add another location or just hit review. And it will give you a nice little summary at the top. 20 kilograms moving over to area 1, Vin Cellar. And I'm just going under one lot and submit. So these are easy functions that you can record now from the app. So again, you can also record, maybe create a work order and have this be a work order that you can hand off to the seller. So create a movement or an adjustment. And also easy searching. So you can add tags. So for example, your DAP, it's a nutrient. You use this during harvest, and you can also bring in a tag harvest. So if I go in and just select nutrient, my nutrients will come up. And same thing can be for harvest. So if it's easier for you to search this way, you can do that. So by typing in harvest, everything that's related to harvest will come up. All right, so now if I want to go in and search my packaged wines, same thing. Let's just go in and type, I'll go in with my 19 Syrah. And I have wine in tank, and down at the bottom, you can see that these are my bottled wines. So I have a 12-pack and I have a 6-pack. Going into my 6-pack again, you can see, or my 12-pack, you can see details against the wine. So it's a case times 12, where it's located, the stock category, stock type, and the tax class, if it applies to your region. Under location, you will see where it's stored. So we have 126 on hand, 0 committed, and 0 in production, meaning that we don't have any cases waiting to be produced or any cases waiting to be shipped out. Now, if we go under notes again, you can go in and grab a photo or put in an additional note. And then the history. So far, I've just recently packaged this wine. I was working late. And then your bottling components, what it takes to make this 12-pack. So you've got your bottles, your labels, your cork, and your bulk wine. So you can easily jump into the stock item from this section. You don't need to jump out and go search for it. So I will go into my bottle and you have that detail here. So you can see what you have on hand. Again, committed, ordered. If we need to make an adjustment, it looks like I'm negative. You can just go in, plus sign top right corner, and adjust. So I want to make sure that I'm green with my numbers. So I want to bring in 25, or let me go back. Yes. So my bottles, an adjustment and actual 2000. So I will be recent and it will be a stock take. So again, I will hit submit and it will update my bottle count. So you can go ahead and do that with all of your stock items if you notice that you have gone negative. So now if I go in and look at my 6-pack rosé, it'll be the same detail. Now if I go under location, you can see that I have 420 cases, 426 packs on hand. I've got 30 committed, meaning that I have to dispatch 30 out. And then in production, 252 cases. So 252 cases are living somewhere in a work order. So it will notify you that, hey, we've got 252 that we need to go in and complete. So total available, now we are accounting for a total of 642 6-packs. All right. So now I guess writing work orders. And again, if you have additional questions, anything that I haven't covered, please send those questions over and we will answer them. So if I go under work orders, it looks like we've got 5 work orders. So I've got some transfers, some adding SO2, a bulk intake, some transfer and receiving goods. So let's go ahead and let me bring up the desktop version. And I will head on over to my jobs section. So here we can see that I've got 5 that are ready. So I've got my transfer and the other work orders. So some of them I have assigned them, other ones have not been assigned to anyone. So if I go, for example, under my transfer, I go edit. I've assigned this one to Hillary, but I can just go in and leave it blank. Again, anyone who has access to the app can pick this work order up. As soon as they assign the work order to themselves, this work order will move into, oh, let me move this. It will move into in progress. And you can see that some are assigned and you can still take them away from them if you want to reassign the work orders to yourself. So as soon as you pick up a work order through the app, it will move into in progress. As soon as you submit, meaning that you have done your part, it will move into submitted. And this will be for an additional person coming in through the desktop version and updating the work order and finalizing it. It can either just be a simple, okay, these gallons are incorrect, let's swap this tank, or just complete. And if I jump back into my transfer, you also have those handy procedures. And by this being actually free text, you can go in and write your standard procedure, plug them in Spanish. You have the ability. Now, if you need help also with translating those procedures, just let me know. I do speak Spanish, so I can help with that. So now if I go back into my app, and let's go and complete some of those work orders. So I will go ahead and start with my transfer. So it's assigned to Hillary. So as we can see from here, it's a transfer one to many. I'm transferring 1 tank into 3 tanks. So I'm specifying I want the guys to go into 2 tanks, bring in 2,000 gallons each, and the last one is to be determined. And you have your procedure, your summary on what needs to be done. So now I will go ahead and take this. And it's been assigned to Hillary, so it's fine. She's too busy. I will reassign this to myself. And then we will go next. So here you are transferring 7,130 gallons from 60T-11 into tank 1, tank 2, tank 3. So I will go next, and it's asking for my volume for tank 1. So I will go ahead and plug in 2,000 gallons. And next, second volume for my second tank, 2,000 gallons. Okay, and next. So it's asking for my third volume. So this is where it's to be determined. So I will go in with 3,000 or 3,100 gallons. And next. So my volume out. So this is asking how much I'm taking out. So I will do a full transfer. So it was 7130. Okay. And submit. So it's asking, do you really want to submit this job? Yes. So it's been submitted. So now you can see top right corner, this has been submitted. So from here, you can either continue going off of the tasks depending on who they have been assigned to. So if I go top right corner, you can see what work orders have been assigned to anyone in specific. You can go anyone, mine only, unassigned, or the status. So not started. Apply. So that transfer will be completely removed, and now you will just be stuck with your SO2 addition, your bulk intake, your transfer, and you're receiving some quirks. So now if I switch back to my desktop version, I refresh. So the job management, this is your refresh button, vintrace. So you have one submitted. So we've got the transfer. So we can go ahead and complete. So we've got 7130 going out in 2000 tank 1, 2000 tank 2, tank 3 will hold only 3100. Let's click on the calculator on the bottom left of your screen, bottom right of your screen, and we are losing 30 gallons. And this is due to a transfer. So if all looks good, you can go ahead and save this. So now if we close this, you will have 0 submitted and 5 completed. So jumping back to the app, we head back into work orders, and now we've got some SO2 additions against those tanks, and we are targeting 35 ppm. So I guess when you write your work order, I believe you will only see add SO2, but you want additional detail against that work order. All you really have to do is jump back to your vintrace desktop version, go to the work orders that are ready, go back into your work order, edit the work order, and you can change the summary here. So if I just go up in here and go app webinar, save as ready. You will have the update on the app. So app webinar. So if you're finding yourself like this is not giving me much information, again, you can always jump back in and make those edits. Same thing with the received goods. That's all it had. I wanted to be more specific. We are receiving 5,000 quarks from Amcor. So you can add that additional detail. So completing my SO2 addition. So it's going to 3 tanks. I have my general instructions. Make sure you are wearing proper PPE, stir tanks, and pull sample for lab. And I will take this. And next. So we can go in here and enter our volume. So it'll be based on 2,000 gallons for tank 1. Next, enter volume 2,000 gallons. Next. And my next volume, which was 3,100 gallons. And if all looks good again, submit. And are you sure you want to submit this job? Yes. So again, that's been submitted. So same process with your bulk intake. I've added that additional detail of what wine batch I'm bringing in. So I'm bringing in my 20 Pinot MAR-01, and I've got my instructions. So everything from pulling a sample, making sure that the tank card is updated, updating all of the tank procedures. And again, I will take this and next. So you can come in here and enter the driver name. I will blame myself for this. Enter truck number 123 ABC. And additional details are recommended, but are not mandatory. But I maybe want to throw in one compartment and a seal number. And we are bringing in 4,800 gallons. Confirm that those gallons are correct. If not, we can come in here and update those gallons. And next. So now we're going into tank 4. We are entering our actual volume. So we will go with 4820 and submit. And again, we are asked if we are sure if we want to submit this. Yes. All right, so that's been submitted. So now we want to transfer into a barrel group. So I will transfer over my 21 Chardonnay Bloque 44. So here is where I'm specifying that I want to transfer 6 barrels. I want to fill barrels to 60 gallons. And here I've added some translations so you have English and Spanish. And this can be very helpful for your cellar crew if they are Spanish speaking. So I will go ahead and take this. And again, Hillary has this job. I will take it from her. And next. So I can go ahead and enter my volume, 360 gallons. Okay. And then next, I want to, oops, what is this? Okay. So next I want to go and scan barrels. So I will go ahead and use my barcode and just start scanning. Come on, barcode. All right, so it's captured my first barrel. So I will say, yes, it's full, check. Oops, just kidding. Okay. And continue scanning. All right, I've got my next barrel. And I will go in with my third and fourth. Okay, not the barcode fighting with me right now. There we go. Add another one. My little big codes and add my final. Perfect. All right, so I've got 6 barrels. So now I can confirm I've got 6 out of 6, top right corner. So we have 6 out of 6 selected. Next. And we can go transfer out volume 360. Okay. And are we ready to submit? Yes. Yes. All right. And then the final one, receiving corks. So not started. I will go ahead and take this. And next. So here, I will blame Chris for this one. He's a truck driver number. And next. And we are receiving 5,000 units. That is correct. Now I will assign the location. So location not specified, add a location. Oops. Just kidding. There we go. All right, so we have submitted a total of 4 jobs. So now I guess we can go in and complete through the desktop version. So again, refresh your job management and you've got 4 that have been submitted. So we've got our adding SO2 through the app webinar complete. So you've got all of your tanks, your addition of KMBS. If the values look correct, total amount being used, we can go ahead and save this. Oops, I'm not, oh, I have. So one thing to keep in mind, I might have ticked the increased volume. Just look around for any little things that vintrace will yell at you for. So I will untick my increased volume. That's why it's yelling at me. So now save, and it's been completed. So now I can move on to my bulk intake. So complete and complete. So you can add again additional details for your delivery, or just go ahead and jump under wine details. You have your 20 PN MIR 01 bringing in 4820. And let's go and select our wine details. So it's our Pinot. We'll say that it's combined, ferment state, fermented. It's gone through mellow. And under type, it's a red. Now under vessels, this is where I'm placing this wine. So it's going under tank 4, confirming it's 4820. That looks correct. Composition, 100% 2020 vintage, my Sonoma Coast Pinot Noir. And costing. Here is where you want to bring in, and again, this will apply to US customers. We want to attach that tax state. So it's bonded and 14 to 16. And here is where you can bring in a total cost or the cost per gallon. So I will say that this is 24 bucks per gallon. And you can add an additional freight cost if you'd like. If you want the freight cost to be included with the wine, make sure you incorporate that freight cost with the cost per gallon. So if not, I will just say $150. You can bring in analysis if you'd like, or bring in an additive summary as well. So just verifying that all of my details are filled in. And I can go ahead and save this. And you get a nice receipt for your records. And some client billing, I will hit save, and that's done. So now here is we're confirming my transfer to barrel group. It looks like there was something glitchy with the app, or it was my fault, so we will verify. And I will go and complete. And I've got a total of 360. And I know where my mistake was. I was adding a pre-dip volume. So 360 out. On the right side, my barrel list. I've got 6 tanks, or six barrels, sorry. And it's my BX44, and I'm placing this in Sala de Barricas, which is just my barrel room, and save. So now clicking on the calculator will give me 360 going into barrels. We are not losing a single drop. Perfection. And save. And again, I want money, so I'm charging, and save. So that's done. So now receiving your 5,000 corks. Complete. And receiving goods, up here it's more into detail, 5,000 cork corks. You've got your notes here. Make sure that they've pulled this the sample, send it up to the lab, pull 20 corks for cork sensory. Complete. So the seller did not provide the location. So this was my fault. So I will just hit save, and it will just be highlighted, and I will have to go in and manually choose a location. So I've got my price per unit, 5,000 corks, my vendor, my carrier. And again, Chris, the driver. Forklift, storage area. and my lot code, which I have not created. I will hit OK and save. And here is your receipt for those corks. All right, so now I will dive into receiving some fruit through the app. I won't go much into detail with it. We will be holding a webinar on pre-harvest, so keep an eye for that. So let me show my app. All right, so we will dive into harvest section. It looks like Hillary has been busy, or Sierra, plugging in bookings. So I will go into my Bella Vineyard, Bella block. So I've got 5 tons, 1 load coming in to my vintrace winery. And again, I can add additional details, notes, but I just want to receive this now. So receive. So we've got our total, what we're bringing in. So let's go 6,000 pounds. Okay. My tare of 1,000. Okay. And my license plate and bin details. So you can specify number of bins or bin description. I brought this in 3 bins. You can also add additional delivery detail, which I've just added the carrier to be Eagle Trucking. And review. So now you get your nice summary. I'm receiving some Sauv Blanc from my Bella Vineyard, and I'm ready to submit. So here is where you want to send this off to the grower. So I'm signing for it. I've got my California winery, where I'm sending the grapes to, and an email to myself. So this is good if you CC yourself to receive this certificate, just in case you don't remember if you actually sent it to the grower. But by you receiving an additional copy, you know for a fact that yes, I sent over the certificate. And send. So weight tags have been sent away. So I guess we're looking at our Bella block. Just before I go into process of fruit, just a little bit on block detail. You've got the summary. I've got 2.5 tons ready to be processed. If I go into the lab beaker, I can go in and plug a result. And again, this is from you at the vineyard. You've got your app. And I want to plug in a sugar reading, 22.5. And under notes, you can add an observation. And you've got your what you've booked and you've received and processed. And if we go into the little icon section, you can see exactly where your vineyard is located, and you can GPS yourself to the vineyard. Or you can call somebody. All right, so now we are ready to process the fruit. So I will go to the bin with the grapes, and I'm ready to process the fruit now. I'm selecting, oops, just kidding. I've submitted this twice. Process, there we go. So this went into a press, and next, it's 2.5 tons. Yes, next. And now I want to place it into, or actually, no, I want to add some KMBS. And I am adding maybe 45 grams, location, and submit at the top. So I'm adding 45 grams of KMBS to my press. Next. So now this is where I want to search for my tank. So I will go ahead and search my tank. Let's see, tank 2. I've got some Bella in there, so yes, I want to add more on top of my 21 SB Bella block. And this is where I want to select my fraction type. It's a free run and transfer in amount, which we're going to go with 400 gallons. Okay. And let's go review. So if I'm ready to submit, yes. So now it's been submitted. So now I can go in and view my tank in the desktop version. So I'll go with my tank number 2. And you can see details here. So I've got my soft blanc. My product state is your daily B's and T's. And some notes that I've added. So I've added a note, no acid needed, ready for yeast addition. And just a history of that wine. So now I can go ahead and show a wine through the app. And I can go into my TS 1-9. Oops, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I was not broadcasting this. So let me go back, and I'm just searching my TS 1-9. So here is the product overview. Again, you can see the history. You can see the program. I've got this under my reserve, my vintrace winery. You've got the history. So we've recorded a press cycle, did some batch changes, additions, and you've got your lab beaker. So you can come in here and plug in any lab values. I will go ahead. It looks like we don't have an alcohol. It's gone dry. So I want to go in and add an alcohol. So I'll just go with 13.99. Okay. So now we have an alcohol. If I go under notes, you have notes and your components that make up this wine. So you've got your vintage, your grower, vineyard, and block, your sub-AVA, appellation, grouped origin, etc., your variety. And you do have the option if you are doing, for example, like an inventory count, you are doing your month in inventory, you have the app. From here, you can do an adjustment. So next to 262 gallons, we can click on the measuring tape and record our new volume. So we will say that it's holding 300 gallons. Okay, so we are gaining 38 gallons. Select a reason. So we can say correction, or you can create a new loss reason inventory adjustment. And I will add a note due to month end. And update. And confirm, top right corner. And it's telling me that I'm setting a percentage gain, which is okay, I'm aware. And now you have updated your tank to 300 gallons. All right, so that pretty much covers the app webinar. If you have questions, we can definitely go in and answer some of those. And let's see. Do we have questions, Chris?
We only have a couple. So the first one was just about actually creating a new input inventory-wise. So that all has to be done on the desktop at the moment, just setting up a new stock item. So you can either use the stock search or the setup area, and if it's an additive or a glass bottle, you'll just have to do it on the desktop. And then, yeah, you can use the app to make those adjustments and stock movements if you need to. And the other question was just about no stock appearing on someone's app. Just everyone make sure, I guess, you've updated your app to the very latest version. If you don't see it, you maybe don't have the inventory module as well. So if you are interested in getting that, just reach out to us and we can get you organized with the module and sort of give you a bit of a training session on how the app works and how you can sort of track all the stock down.
Okay, so it looks, did you answer this one? How can I create the barcodes for tanks?
No, I haven't. That's just come in. If you want to run
Okay.
through that, that'd be good.
So this is done through the desktop version. You can create your barcodes. For example, you've got your vessels page. So we can go either if you're just searching for all empty in use, let me just go reference just barrels for the moment. And pretty much you can just click on the left side, the box, it will highlight all of your barrels. If you want to break out specific barrel groups to show individual barrels, just to capture those labels, you want to show individual barrels, top, middle section next to bins. It will break out all of the barrel IDs. You can scroll down to the bottom under actions. You can either generate mobile QR codes or just go with your straight barcode. And the same will apply for tanks. Um, and it's not cooperating. Come on, print. I think I've got too many. So I will just show a few actions. There we go. So then these can be generated. And this is a custom QR code. If you just want the code to hold just the barcode, you can just go regular barcode. It will hold that barrel ID. And the same will apply with your tanks. Just swap over to tanks and select those tank IDs. Anything else that you can see, Chris?
No, that appears to be it. But look at it.
All right. And this webinar will be uploaded into our YouTube channel. So we will send off a link as soon as that's ready. And if you don't hear from us, if you don't get a link, just let us know and we can resend that link over to you. And if you have additional questions, anything that was not covered, do let us know and we will jump on and help out. Thank you.